Hello, lovely people! Welcome to another episode of the Mind of the Martyr. It is a pleasure to see you. It's Monday. It's just past 6 PST, and we are ready to party. We are down with Sean today, unfortunately, but he's doing well, and he is. I don't remember what he's doing. Does anyone remember?
Working.
I believe he's working.
I think I was working. Yeah.
He might just be an essential worker.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just casually, saving the world during a pandemic.
Yeah,
it's like the usual.
Really though, priorities. Just.
Yeah, you could be at home playing TTRPGs, but no, you have to go and help people. Oh Lord. Yes, we are down with Sean, but we are hoping that he is doing well. We'll be catching up with him afterwards. But yeah, we're going to be jumping into the session here. We do have two sets of sponsors that are helping us out. The wonderful folks at So Nerdware. They have a whole bunch of gear for your TTRPG needs. They've recently just had a restock of dice. They have some wonderful t-shirts and other kinds of clothing, and they still have their range up that they are doing with Burrito, which all of the funding goes towards Black creators, Black streamers, Black artists, etc. So if you are in the market for any particular, I don't know, maybe a new D&D shirt or something like that, go ahead and check out Sir Nerdware. Go ahead and throw in the code FRIENDS for 10% off. Ty.
Hi, I'm Ty. My vision for DM Emporium is one day to make it a one-stop shop for everything D&D related, from dice to dice towers to, tunics to wear at the table, some wonderful drinking steins to drink out of. I'm sure you've seen me make all of the same motions. I didn't practice this at all, I promise. But if you use the code FRIENDS, you get 10% off of everything on the store, and 10% goes to building up this wonderful, beautiful channel with all these wonderful, beautiful people, so that way they can continue to think of new and wonderful things to do and bring to the table. So if you want to bring some more to the table, stop by DM Emporium, and then help them bring more to the table as well. So we'll see you there.
I'm advocating for you to carry glaives as part of the store.
Glaives.
And then I will buy a glaive and then I will bring it in a.
Oh,
What about like a pen that looks like a
very cute sticker idea. Oh,
Make a teeny tiny little glaive.
That's awesome. Like a little glaive letter opener.
Oh yeah, it's
Glaive letter.
Oh, or
Isn't
a
that like-
mug, and the handle is the glaive.
oh yeah.
So get working on that.
I was gonna say free ideas. It's
Yeah,
free
no,
money. It's free real
we're giving
estate.
it's gold. It's gold. We're giving you gold.
Gold,
Yeah,
pure
and
gold.
then- Free gold. Yeah, and check out our wonderful friends at So Nerdware. Go ahead and throw in friends for 10% off on their website. T-shirts, dice, and everything nice. So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Yeah. Unless anyone wants to go ahead and say anything real quick, we can dive straight in.
Is that a yes or?
I was gonna say that's just
I don't know.
a strange dance.
It's like the shepherd
Ready.
with finger guns.
All right.
He's playing a
Gonna
piano
try
one at a
something-
time.
Yeah, just one key. I've done that. It's a pain. Don't do it. It's like I just too fast. No. Okay, I've lost it. Yeah. It's like those people that just walk up and play chopstick. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Just play chopsticks and then go,
Oh, look,
I'm a
it's me.
pianist.
Oh no! Never said that. Never said that.
Okay, we're gonna try something a little different for the recap today.
I'm so excited.
So, the temperature is, as it always is, in the plane of fire. The hustle and bustle of the noble section of the city itself is pretty evident as people begin to make their way towards their workplaces, dressed in their fancy outfits, along with perhaps some family members or colleagues. The rounds begin as individuals begin to come up and leave these strange, pliable stone sections towards the front of every house they go past. There is an audible crack of metal and wood as doors begin to open from various different residences. There's a few steps, light, dainty, that immediately stop as a fire genasi looks down towards the collection that has been left at her doorstep. Picking it upwards, we see two main headlines. The first headline.
That was quick.
Everybody's clocked on.
I was wondering why Jen was laughing.
Once it was like delivered outside of all the doors, I was like, oh fuck.
I was trying so hard. I was like, Jen knows, I should know.
It's like, wait a minute.
Oh no. Oh, this is terrible. Okay, go on.
So, the first headline is the cheering and celebration of the champions of the arena. A group coming out of nowhere with no current definitive name to put towards them. Coming in and slaying the Slazoa, a giant, aggressive creature, as it was painted to be, that has taken out many a group of adventurers, hunters, and bounty chasers. A grueling match, perhaps, but still they stood victorious. The piece begins to carry onwards, discussing what is next for both the company and the actual arena itself. What new monsters or possibly new events may come into the fire plane over the next few weeks. The second headline is not quite as chipper. The fire genasi individual begins to tense her hands around what she's reading. As the headline reads, Esath family shamed after public stunt. The paper itself begins to go into the aftermath of this particular event. The fact that after this victory, their heroes, or some of them at least, decided to walk out of the bath area naked, strolling confidently and with purpose throughout the front of the arena, reaching the other room to pick up their reward and walking back within full view of the public currently leaving the spectacle. There is a lot of discussion throughout this paper on what this means for the family name and the family's reputation. Specifically pointing towards the political and social ramifications of such an act. There are a few instances of people actually giving opinions for this particular piece throughout the paper itself. Some saying that this is abhorrent, that this never should have happened, that this is an affront to both the family name and to the politics of the fire plane in general. Some are a little bit more progressive and say that a family name should not be attached to the entire family, but only to the individual who did the acts. And there's one random comment in the back that said that the snake guy's ass was really nice.
Almost spat it out! Almost spat my drink out!
They've got taste. They've clearly got taste.
What about my ass? You know, this is not, no, it is biased. This is fake news.
Yours is not
Fake news.
bad, but like...
Are you going to continue that sentence?
Like, mine is like first place, and yours is like a really close second.
Okay.
I mean, at least they didn't comment on other bits.
I'm a little disappointed, actually, about that. I mean, I feel like there's a lot that they could have commented on. It's just a narrow point of view, you know. Anyway, we don't even see this thing, do we? We're in a library.
There was another minor article in the back
Oh shit.
about some chaos that was caused in one of the rougher parts of town. A few individuals spotting someone being supposedly harassed, but none of the crowd actually acting on it. It doesn't appear that there's actually any reports of who perpetrated this harassment. Everyone who has been interviewed seemingly has nothing to say. Strangely enough. It is suggested that these particular perpetrators were perhaps on their way to the local library. However, when asked, witnesses gave no descriptions, citing both a respect and a fear of the individuals who perpetrated the situation. And as we zone back in and the camera pans over, our group was reunited at the one of the libraries currently in the Fireplane, studying up on whatever information they can get about their current scenario and their current situation, as Orin is beginning to try his very best to find a way to fix the situation between the third sister and the rest of her siblings. Orin did find out, most importantly, that when a new member of the Council of the Fireplane is brought in, there must be a vote by the rest of the members of the Council in order to for that person to remain in the Council. This has not been done. And this loophole may be the way that our party wins. Or perhaps another method will bring it up. Perhaps another method will reveal itself. We shall see. So, when we zoom back in, everybody's hanging out in the library, like the cool kids do.
I was also stealing a children's book.
Yep.
You
Yes.
were indeed.
With Athenos' help. Just in case, you know, that is plot relevant, like I'm going to bring more shame to the family name or something like that.
Oh my god.
I love it so much.
I can't. I'm dead.
So, you have spent, as a group, probably a few hours going through whatever you can find. You learn some more information about the history of the Fireplane in general, the specific history of Jaheth Bal, as well as a few previous council members that have been kicked out or have been replaced for various different reasons. You would also have picked up the names of the current members of the council, as well as essentially a few of the recent laws that have been passed / legislations / various legal writings. If there's anything else specific in the library that you are looking for out of the realms of your quest, now's the time to mention it.
Well, just very specifically, and I realize this is very unlikely, but I wanted to check, do any of the council names that I read cross-check with either the list of people who came after my ass that was in Eridan's book, or the tokens on Ton's thingy that he gave me? Just checking.
Okay. No. It's good to check. No and no.
Okay. That's it, but you never know.
It's always good to check.
That's it for me.
Is it a
All
long
right.
list of on the council?
There are 7 members of the council.
7.
Sisby technically is now one of them.
Mhm.
So Sisby takes 1 spot. So there are 6 other members of the council.
And they are?
They are Tausfel, Mardal Vrek, Boren the Charred Fist, Zerosek, Nurathen the Underflame, and Keala Berad.
The Charred Fist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was the second
Oren
last name?
Hard fist.
The second to last name. The second to last name is Nurthen the Underflame.
You and these fantasy names, I swear to God, my dyslexic butt can't spell any of this. I have Tasfel, Maladavik, Borin.
I can put it in the Zoom chat. It's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
I'll
that
take,
is absolutely fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you.
I'll take a
gonna make
picture.
you try and spell them out.
Disadvantage for every single one you spelling correctly.
I'll use my disadvantage for spelling.
You need disadvantage on spelling. They're all spelled wrong.
Welcome to the Mind of the Martyr Spelling Bee edition.
V? No.
Oh, poor Joker.
It's
in the
time to
spelling bee. I
spell.
don't know. I could
And just like that, everyone who didn't like English language or in school has just tuned out. It's like, nope, not having a spelling bee.
Nope, not
All
having
right.
this.
So, did we get a chance to speak in the group in the library, or had we just headed over there?
Yeah, have you just
Yes.
arrived?
Yeah, I think
I
you
think
guys
we
We
just-
haven't talked yet.
Right.
Like the little dude.
Well,
Mm-mm,
I don't know if we told you about Orb Girl.
mm-mm.
Oh, that's right. No.
Yeah.
Ended just as Ishton was stealing the book.
Yeah, and then walking over in a direction.
Yeah, so they were already in the library as you two walked in after your business.
Right. And I know that Athenos just put my book in one of his bags. All right. Hello everybody. I hope you had a good time in the library. We have some information to share at some point, and maybe you did too. I don't know.
Yeah, what did you guys learn?
You have to be voted in on the council. You can't just be and take over somebody's spot. So that's interesting.
So that may help us sway, I don't know, at least some kind of favor with Sisby. Like, hey, maybe, I mean, they all fucking hate you anyway. Just come back and with your family. I don't know.
Is there anybody around the library who might be listening to that?
The library is surprisingly empty. Other than the one grumpy Fire Genasi librarian who appears to be at the desk,
Right.
loathing his existence.
Like you do.
Another thing that we found out is after there was the change in leadership, there was supposed to be an expedition to investigate the tree. It was cancelled, and that money was relocated to prepare for changes to come.
Change. That's how they label it. Changes to come.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought it sounded a bit ominous as well.
I don't even understand investigate the tree. What do they mean?
I think they mean tree that kind of like is the sky.
when she appeared here, I think the tree manifested itself pretty much out of nowhere. So I guess there was a long time that they were thinking of figuring out where the hell it came from and why. And now, of course, the order is fuck that.
It's just strange to me because it has been here for a very long time.
That's
So,
true.
you know, you would think that they would investigate it sooner.
Oh no, because something happened. The tree did something, and they were investigating to see what happened.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Are there any other trees here?
Are there any other trees here?
As in trees like that, or just
At
any
all.
So
plants
just like
in
any
general?
trees.
Trees.
Yeah, there's bits and pieces of plant life. Obviously very specific to the fire plane. But the fire plane does have flora and fauna.
Yes.
There are certain sections. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was going to make a silly joke. Keep going.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
Oh no, they grow very good avocado here in the fire plane. There are lots of trees.
Avocado is the earth plane because it just tastes like dirt.
No, because it is special. And first of all, you are wrong in avocado. But second of all, you don't have to put any spice in your guacamole because it is already hot. It's just hot. Avocado, it is a miracle. It is wonderful on this plane. So, you know, if you have not had fire plane avocado, you have never had avocado. That's all I'm saying. Aren't you glad you paused so that I could say that?
See, I just imagine like, for some reason, I now just imagine these huge like palm fronds coming out of the ground. You go ahead and tip it, and it's just hot sauce.
Oh,
Just hot sauce. Just
Nice.
I love it. I love it.
God.
hot
Every
sauce
day's
salsa.
Taco Tuesday in
whatever.
the fire plane. Time froze on Taco Tuesday.
I love the Cholula plant.
Yes.
I'm dying. Yes.
Oh, I love it.
These are the
yes.
conversations.
Mwah. Beautiful.
Yes, Jotra, there are trees
Okay.
here,
Um,
other than that one.
what was it that the tree did? There was something when Cispy like something strange that
Didn't it go out?
On the other.
yeah like went out.
Yeah, there was like firepower, and then there wasn't, and then it was back again. Something like that.
Yeah, so essentially when Cispy arrived originally on the fire plane, she went ahead and rooted herself, and essentially that then became the tree whose canopy covers the entirety of the fire plane. When this particular event happened, the tree went out entirely and then suddenly came back on.
So they wanted to know, you know, why their source of light disappeared for a while. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But then it came back on, so why bother? You know, it's not a problem anymore.
So
I mean, to prevent it from happening again, or
Oh, yes, I was being sarcastic.
Does that coincide with what I know of like Saya? Like, was that be the same time that like the fissure happened in Saya's trunk?
I mean, there's no like guaranteed dates written down anywhere, but you can probably assume that something must have happened in order to create that fissure. I mean, if that's the conclusion you want to make, then you can.
Because I know that happened shortly before I joined, so like just like 10, 12 years ago. So like about that time is...
Also have to bear in mind that time in the plains passes
That's true.
differently to time outside of the plains.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So how does this help us?
what happens if the tree leaves with Cispy? What happens?
imagine nothing. It existed before Sis became here, right? so it could
I
just
think so.
exist
I
after.
imagine they'll see the sky again.
I don't know. To be frank, I don't particularly care. We have to get her to go, regardless of what it will do here. Well, we are being spied upon. You already knew that.
Huh.
We are being spied upon by a young person with an orb.
Oh well, they're more of the so. It seems like an elf, a very rich elf apparently, is paying this other person to spy on us. I shattered their focus. I don't know how it works. I think they have to find another one or something like that. So they're not a problem anymore. But the person who
This-
paid them in the first place probably is. Their description of them, the person of spying on us was named Kyla, by the way. Was that they're very, very rich. So I don't think they're ever going to have a shortage of people who can watch us. So that's just a thing we should keep an eye out for.
Did it
Do you
cost a lot of money?
wonder? Do you wonder if it's A?
Most likely, but even then, I don't know because I don't think A would show themselves to someone like that. They were very sloppy.
Hmm.
So the person they're describing could just be another person that A's using. I have no clue how many levels is involved in this thing. All I know is at the top
strange.
is A, and somewhere in between that is a very rich elf.
Okay. Maybe I can try to find a spell that could protect us all from being spied on. If that's something we're interested in.
Might be some items that we could do as well without having to spend. Would Jojo have heard of any of like
Roll an Arcana check.
Could I also?
Sure thing.
+8 makes that 21.
I did not roll that good. 14.
Okay. So, Jotra, you are aware that there are non-detection spells as well as items that can block certain magical effects. You are also aware that they can be bypassed, but it takes a lot of effort to be bypassed. So someone would really have to be interested, powerful, or very wealthy in order to try it. But there are indeed enchantments that will go ahead and make sure that you can't be detected by things like scrying.
Wanted to maybe pick some of those up. That might be something that could work for us.
Worth looking into, I think.
I'm not against it. I prefer it when people didn't watch me naked without me knowing at least. I don't know. I would like
I
a heads
mean,
up at the
You
very
did just
least.
walk out for an entire crowd to watch
And
you
I
naked.
did
I
that
just don't-
at my own choice.
I mean, oh, that's a good point. Oh, you could really spy on people at times when you would not want to.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be bad.
Isn't your patron watching you all the time?
Oh,
Again, it was not really a great. I did not have much of a choice.
Maybe we can help with that too.
Let's just keep on the mission for now.
I also, if they are going to be so obvious about it, why don't they just talk to us? Like, hello, we know you're there. You know we're there. You know, we're not, the secret is out. Just come and talk to us.
Well, if you mean A themselves, because people want them dead. I don't know. Probably shouldn't assume.
Why
So
leave cryptic messages, though? Like,
I think that's the power thing. I
why?
think
Create
It is
intrigue.
mind games. Yes, I see. It is mind games.
Make themselves appear more powerful than they truly are.
Well, we have one more day before we speak to Sispi, yes? Anything else to do?
Always go back to the arena. No.
No,
I'll be up for that. Is another big prize?
probably not for a few days. They will get sick of us.
Yeah.
Sick of it.
You have to take your fame and just spread it out. Just dabble it here, dribble it here, just a little bit. Music-wise.
I just go all out wherever I go. Go big or go home.
Yes, you do. Yes, you really do.
Home is nice and comfortable. Just get out there. So I'd like to go see if I can get some of this amazing metal and things that are at the market. We've got this sudden windfall of anybody else.
I'll join you unless you're looking to go alone.
Not at all.
Didn't think so, but I had to ask anyway.
Actually, can you guys give me a quick sec? I want to go over there and check out some books. I'm just gonna stand up and walk away.
Which was just gonna turn to Ishton. What's he actually doing?
I don't know.
I was just about to ask the same question. It wasn't very discreet.
Reading? I guess.
Okay.
Oh.
Let us watch him and see if we can find out.
I'm going out of sight. I'm gonna go like behind bookshelves or anything like that to just get out. I'm not really trying to hide from them. I'm just trying to get out of sight of in general.
Yeah.
You feel a cat brush up against your legs.
Oh, God damn it.
She walks back.
Fine, I guess.
And you hear this as the hummingbird just peeks around the side.
Okay, all of you ruin it. Fine.
This is what happens when you have a party with.
You created too much intrigue. You should have just walked away.
Because we know Athanos doesn't read.
What do you mean? Athanos reads.
He has an autobiography somewhere.
Perhaps we should give him his privacy, everybody. Perhaps.
No, it's fine. You're here
Call
anyway.
back your minions. Yes, let him have some privacy. Yes, okay.
Orin, you hear a little fire, and Ashtalora jumps on your shoulder.
This is where I'm really glad that we don't have like a necromancer in the party, because I just had the image of like the skeleton and then a skeleton on top and then a skeleton on top and just poking around with a hummingbird and a cat.
I will get the information out of him later.
Okay.
Okay.
Was there anything else you needed to do, Orin, Ishton, before tomorrow?
Waiting for Athanos.
I think I just need to figure out what the hell I'm going to say. Holy. I don't know.
Is there an equivalent of like a self-help section, like, make friends, influence people sort of thing? I feel like Jotra definitely would have picked up a book from there, and at this point he would like to hand it to Orin.
I imagine that there's like, a small section of those kind of books, and I mean very, very small. There's even a joke one that's like right at the end that has like really blackened pages. Open it up and it just says, the title is How to Deal with Bad Situations, and inside it just says burn them. That's it. That's all it says.
Burn them!
But yeah, there's a few of those books that have survived. Not many, but there's a few.
So I come back after at this point. So you ready to go?
Wait. Are you not narrating at all what you did?
No, I will.
Because I want to hear what's happening behind these stacks. It's not my fault they sent spies. I didn't send spies.
You'll find out. Yeah, we just need Orin to go.
Airden gives a side eye. I am if everyone else says.
Yeah, I think we've learned all we can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before we go, does anyone want to steal a book? Anyone?
I mean, I'm
Gotcha.
sure Soup has already done that.
Okay, cool.
Jojo seriously is thinking. He goes through and he starts grabbing some of the design books and everything. Then he comes back with like a stack of like 8. Then he puts it back and he comes back with like 1.
Take as many as you want. Just be sure to know that you might not be welcome in the library again afterwards.
Puts the book back.
Okay.
Alright, let's get out of here before we sticky fingers takes any other things. Let's go.
I'm gonna take the most. Is there any like expensive looking book? Anything that just looks like I could sell it for a good amount.
Roll an investigation check.
We literally just made so much money.
Listen, Paris is gonna pirate, okay?
Can't argue with that logic.
Investigation. Oh, it's not that high. 14.
There is a small section of books that are kept right next to the curator, so to speak, that are kept in glass containers.
Perfect.
There are 5, all in separate containers. The curator seems to be kind of half paying attention, half not.
Okay, so as we're walking towards the exit, you suddenly hear a blood-curdling scream right at the back of the library, and then a whole bookshelf just falls over. When I left, I cast Summon Shadow Spirit and left the Shadow Spirit there to act as a distraction. So you hear a blood-curdling scream and just a whole bookshelf just collapse.
Okay.
I look back at it. I look at Athenos. And I keep going.
I feel like Airden's walking, hears that, stops walking, looks at the camera on the office, and keeps walking. Just a... Yeah, that's right.
Oh, shite.
Oh, hold on.
Does it get the curator's attention at all?
Yes, it definitely does.
Bill's just gonna run over and start. I think somebody's trapped out of the bookcase, and he's gonna try to pick it up with the help of Paul's over Pavasar, and then he's gonna try to help pick up the bookcase. I rolled to see if
everyone
he
else,
was
just
gonna
keep going. Keep going. Don't follow me. Just keep going.
The curator walks over, kind of looks down, looks up, kind of shrugs a little bit, goes ahead and pulls this small set of spectacles out, puts them across his eyes, then goes ahead and flicks a pen, and as the quill flicks, it turns into a staff. He begins to just slowly lift this bookcase back up and kind of like methodically, book by book, put them back on the shelf up the top.
Okay.
While this is happening, I'm gonna go to those books in those glass cases.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and steal them. Are they locked? Is it lock? Does it look like a magical lock?
They are locked. They are
Magically?
definitely locked.
Yeah.
You don't see any runes or markings. Looks like just a basic padlock.
Okay. I'm going to. Should I just smash it? I don't have anything in particular I can use to pick it. I'm just gonna smash it.
Okay. They are in 5 separate containers, sorry. So roll a d6 to see which one you get. And you can smash one and bolt.
3.
3. Okay. So slap bang in the middle. You just go ahead and just
Use the butt of my gun to
shatters pretty
smash
easily.
it. Snatch it as run. I
Alright.
even like wait for everyone else. I just run.
Display cases are so expensive.
Right, you go ahead and make yourself make like a banana and split out of the library. No real response. Looks like the individual is just going ahead and reconstructing this bookcase. You can go ahead and head out. The town is still relatively bustling. One of those kind of city that never sleeps kinds of scenarios.
It is 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It is 5 o'clock.
It's way
It is
too
always
early to
5
sleep.
o'clock. Yeah, exactly. Way too early. All right. It is up to you whether there's anything specific you would like to do, or for brevity, I can do kind of a time skip.
I'm good with that.
Let's do shopping later.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. So you go ahead and essentially waste the day. Half past an ember. Yep. You essentially waste a day looking around the super city of Jahed Bal, gathering whatever information you can from the locals. You probably dipped into the tavern for a while. That's a terrible joke. I love it.
Oh my god.
Wake me up when the ember ends.
No.
Oh gosh, I love it. Hey, I love puns. Okay, I'm really simple when it comes to comedy. Yeah. You probably duck into a tavern for a little while. Go ahead and kind of exchange small talk. There's probably discussions that happen between you, but eventually you kind of kill enough time and begin to head back to the in-laws. As you head back, you've noticed wandering around, more and more eyes appear to flicker towards you and then flicker away. You're beginning to kind of attract attention a little bit here, there, and everywhere. And you kind of pass it off at first as just, oh, we're not Fireplane people. It makes sense.
I don't.
People haven't seen us around.
I don't.
But it's when you hit the noble districts that it becomes very noticeable, because they have no shame. They will happily go ahead and look down their nose as you step through, and then kind of a few of them tut, a few of them shake their heads.
Oh, good day. Good day to you. Yes, happy day to you too. I like your robe. It is very nice. Nice shade of blue. Maybe work on the rest of your outfit though.
Ishton
Just
with
doesn't
the
care.
shade.
He just does not care. As far as people stare at him anyway, all the stares seem the same to him. It doesn't matter. So, so he's not really noticing. He honestly thinks like everything's normal.
Yeah, that's fair. You eventually reach the South residence. You go ahead and there's a quick knock on the door. Takes a few moments before a familiar individual, Isamim, goes ahead and answers, and immediately kind of freezes in her tracks for a moment.
What, you weren't expecting us to come home?
I was expecting you to come home. I wasn't expecting you to... Never mind. Weapons and shoes at the door.
All right, but here's the thing. I am not waiting till you ring a bell. So I will leave my weapon and my shoe, but I am not waiting in this little entryway anymore. I will walk in when I have taken them off.
You see her body tense up, and you hear the slight grinding of teeth.
And I raise an eyebrow and look back.
And she just opens the door a little bit more and walks away.
Should have done that a long time ago. I start taking off the long process of taking off my greaves.
Tying the shoelaces.
Yes.
Speedy shoelaces.
Yeah, I just put my 2 guns. One of them is not operational yet, but it will be one day, hopefully.
I just need
Just
to work.
stares at Jojo. I'm joking. Yeah, I put them away, the sword and the short sword as well, and just walk in.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Same as before, leaving your stuff at the door. You go ahead and step inside. Completely flawless as ever. It's as if this place has never even seen a visitor. There's a slight muffled conversation that you can hear from upstairs. Quiet and calm. Almost eerily so. Before you hear a few footsteps coming down. And you see Ishtan's father-in-law, Ignomus, stepping down. Far, far, far better dressed than you saw him the first time. Super, super, super made himself up. Beautiful kind of almost a robe mixed with a suit. It's kind of very long flowing, but it's also very kind of tight and fitting and formal. Lots of pretty embroidery mixed with very nice coloring. As he steps down, he nods to each of you. I assume you have returned for my news. I have good and bad.
I mean, I'm up for hearing the good first.
You have your audience with the council.
With the whole council or with Sispy specifically?
This is the bad news. Sispy will not be in attendance. As such, I arranged a meeting with the rest of the council.
You told us last time I saw you that in 2 days we would be meeting with her.
There has been a complication.
What is it?
His shoulders kind of rise instinctively as that kind of an instinctive defensive rise where your chest comes up just slightly. He begins to look strangely uncomfortable for someone who is so confident. She has other plans. There are only so many strings I can pull.
You say other plans like you know what they are. What are they?
His eyes kind of trail around. How about we go up to my study?
All right.
Is that an
Nods.
open invitation to all of us?
Of course.
Awesome.
Although there's not a whole lot of space, so just please do not knock anything over.
I'm sorry. Stay.
You pay what you break. Yes. Pay for it.
Ignomus makes his way. As he turns, he regains the confident and assured stance that he had beforehand, beginning to come up. Your mother-in-law stands at the bottom of the steps, putting on a forced smile as she gestures for you to go up.
I pay her no mind and walk up the stairs.
I'll follow.
Okay. As you all one by one step up, she does not follow. She stays downstairs. As you begin to head up, Ignomus stands at the door waiting. As you all filter in, he goes ahead and shuts the door behind him. He takes a breath and slumps just slightly. And it's about now that you can kind of see the drained expression across his face. He's a very healthy and a very well-presented gentleman. But even then, you can see the slight bags under his eyes just beginning to form. He goes ahead, looks around the room and just says, I don't usually entertain guests in here. There's not many seats, I'm afraid. Apologies.
No worries. I don't mind standing.
Airden
It's
will
okay.
also stand, and her wings are tucked in. Trying to be careful.
And the room is safe to speak freely in for those who are worried of being watched.
Yes, indeed. There's a moment of hesitation that quickly passes. He attempts to pull himself back up. The council are in the middle of an altercation, let's say. The Sisby, she is attempting to pool as much support as she possibly can for some kind of endeavor. I can only imagine it's a hostile one.
Hostile toward who?
Unfortunately, I am not aware exactly. However, if I were to hazard a guess, considering the work I've been doing recently, I imagine she wants to start aggressions one way or another.
Interplanar.
I'm not entirely sure why. We are in solid protection and trade agreements with the various different players. Even some by our predecessors, by my family's predecessors. Kind of looks towards everyone. Creating scenarios where planes coincide, they coexist, they freely trade, they freely migrate. Slowly but surely, she has been asking for loopholes. And now she's refusing to see anyone. I have to expect and prepare for the worst.
What would the worst look like?
Well, the aggressions would scale and we would end up reverting back to the Dark Ages, so to speak. We are all relatively civilized. We make our peace. We share our cultures as best we can. To lose this would be great harm on everyone, ourselves included. But I do not think she cares about anything apart from her view of revenge.
Or power to never be hurt again.
He nods slowly.
Why?
He turns to Jotra. Have you ever been hurt? Really hurt? You ever had your life taken, changed, without your say-so?
No, that was my.
As soon as someone takes away your freedom, you want to become powerful enough that will never happen again, because freedom is important. It is natural for all living things. But when you are as powerful as she is, sometimes that vision can become twisted.
If you don't mind me asking, sir, we've been tasked to take Sisby back to the material plane. It sounds to me that might be a good thing for the rest of the council and yourself. But what happens if what would happen if she left? And would the tree exist? Would it exist?
There would be a power vacuum for a while, more than likely. Internalized factions scrambling to go ahead and attempt to weaponize the fear that she has given a lot of the people here in the city, but that will eventually pass. We are good people. We can go ahead and pull the strings with our allies to make sure that we repair any bridges that we have broken. However, I do not wish to delve too much into this scenario, given that I'm essentially a politician, but as a living person, I would say this. The entire reason that this all happened was because someone treated her as a means to an end. By you saying you wish to bring her back, you may end up doing the same. Forcing her to come back is one thing, convincing her is another.
Well, yes, well, we weren't going to try to, put her in a bag and drag her to the other plane. We're not,
Wait,
completely unreasonable.
we weren't trying.
What,
Okay.
she's a giant magical tree being thing. Would that really work? Do you
Oh,
think you
no.
are that powerful? No, we are not that powerful yet.
No,
Houston, I do not insult your intelligence. Please forgive me.
Oh, I know you do not.
And you said that she was used as a means to an end. The stories I've heard, they've always been that she sacrificed herself, went willingly.
Willingly.
That's true. I mean, I guess the history I've known isn't exactly correct.
Married.
No, go on.
Married under duress is not willing.
History has a way of being painted with the least amount of blame being given to people.
How do you help her?
This is a good question.
I mean, who could have?
There was a whole council.
I mean, I'm assuming a goddess couldn't help herself. I don't know what mortals could do.
Well, if a powerful being can just win, like the council's been around for a long time, right? So was the solar from. Why didn't any of them help?
Iterations have been, yes.
And there a reason other than
I don't know where you grew up, but unfortunately, a lot of people will go ahead and forget their morality for the sake of politics.
And a
you
lot of
don't
the
have
time,
morality.
who does not have morality?
Give it up for politics. You don't actually have it. Say you do.
You forget it for a while, conveniently. Happens all the time. And a lot of times we will call someone a hero when we want to give ourselves credit for things we do not do to help them. Always watch for who we call heroes. Usually those are the ones we have actually forgotten.
I do not know the entire story. Some of this is speculation. I give you the facts that I know, the stories that we know from here. Everything else you will have to ask her side of the story.
All due respect, sir, how can we do that if we can't get an audience with her? What help would a meeting with the rest of the council do?
This is where the next part of the conversation comes in. She is consolidating power. This I have told you. I have also told you that there is a scenario going on in the council currently. They are attempting to vote to bring her to trial. However, some members agree, some do not. As such, we are currently in a bind.
What charge?
Ironically, abuse of power. Going over the council's head in order to meet her own ends and her own needs. It's all bureaucratic nonsense and technicalities. Political jargon and nonsense. But if that means you get your audience, then you get your audience.
What would be the punishment if she is found guilty?
Honestly, no one has reached that point for a very long time. Usually they make the wrong enemy and are killed instead. So...
that is not an answer.
Can the council even do anything? She seems to be more powerful than they have actual power over. If she decides to ignore them and just takes over, is she powerful enough to do that?
There is a stark silence that begins to perforate the room. He nods slowly before saying, I know it is not a direct solution, and I apologize for that, but I have done what I can.
We appreciate it.
We will have to create a strategy for what to say to the council, and we should use a warded room to do it, yes?
If I may make a suggestion, if there is already a schism in the council, perhaps use that to your advantage. Some people are for, some people are against. But there are also individuals that are currently abstaining from the vote. If you can get them onto your side, that will sway the tide.
Yes, we just don't know what our side is.
In this
Protect her.
case, bringing her to trial at the very least will allow you an audience.
But so would protecting her. If all that she is doing is because she feels unsafe and because she feels that no one has been on her side or helped her, would she not be more likely to listen to us if we helped? If we cause her to be defeated by the council, first, She may just demonstrate her power and disband the council entirely, which she could do. But for sure, she would be no friend of ours at that point.
Be doing it to prevent it. I mean,
We
there's so
can't-
many good reasons to want power and so many bad reasons to want power that just because somebody wants it doesn't make them necessarily.
It usually makes them both.
I want to hold on to her being the good spirit that I learned about so desperately. But I'd love to be able to just convince her to come home.
I think I definitely agree with Ishton. That would be the best way to even start that conversation. More likely to listen to people who want to help.
There are
Well-
multiple ways you can play the situation. It is up to you how you wish to. Personally, if I were in your shoes, I would go ahead and sway the council to at least start the proceedings so that you may have a audience with her. Then, if she sways you, if her cause is just, you can go ahead and defend her.
With all due respect, Father, you have more faith in the rule of law than I do.
I would be lying if I said that that faith had not been swaying as of late. But you
Fair.
do what you are good at. And unfortunately, I am good at talking and persuading.
I should not go to this audience and do what I'm good at. I think that would probably not help us at all.
No.
Yes, no, it's not.
It all depends on who you stab.
No, it's true. I could find a good. I don't know. So who among us is good at talking and persuading?
For just a moment, a slight smile cracks across his face as he says, "With my son's blade and your determination, if you went in and did what you were good at, I don't think there would be a council left."
There is a light in the smile that she has, like a sort of startled smile with you can see the poignancy behind it. And she very quickly wipes it off her face.
Oh, he did the same. He said it and then just immediately.
There's a reason we get along. So who is going to be good at speaking with them?
Oh, not it.
Podcast people were covering our noses with their fingers.
Those goes.
I was going to say, for those of you who are listening rather than watching, they're playing the noses game.
I just looks at everyone like, why is everyone putting their things on the nose? What are you guys doing?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Oh, the last one to
Keep
do it
doing
has
it.
to
There's
do it.
something. Yes.
Oh. Athenos
I mean,
and I
as long
could give it a try.
Yeah, I guess I'll talk.
as
Yeah,
long
I
as
think
we,
Aridin and I could take it.
Yeah, I think we can handle it.
as long as we get our ideas straight and what we want to convey
Yeah.
together, then but Athanos or Aridin, you're better people than say myself.
Happening. Is there, if there were to be a trial or something like that, would there be a discovery period where we could like ask for certain things like journals of maybe we could get some of those and maybe verify some things that may have happened in the past that could have created precedent for what she did, or anything that like records of his that might clearly put him in the wrong to put her more in a better light in case we were interested in defending her, or things that would disprove what she says, anything like that.
Why would they care to let us help?
He's awesome.
It would depend on your interaction with yourselves and the council. I've granted you an audience, and I have my name riding on this. And that is all I can offer.
Writing in what way, Father? What must we do to honor that?
You know how it is, Ishton. Even if you do everything right, it takes one person of significant standing to say you didn't like how something was handled for the name to be brought into question.
Well, then, I'm so sorry to say, I can't think that complicatedly. So, hopefully, they will shut up.
Yeah.
I hope so, but it is worth a mention.
All right. Do we want to have a plan to know what side we are going to be on before you go, or do the two of you want to go ask questions and the three of us can give feedback through, the thing where I can talk to Athenos without anybody?
You can do what?
hearing. Oh yes, did I not mention? Yes, that is the thing that I can do. So we can stand aside and have our own opinions, and then I will be like, Athenos, that is not the thing. Didn't mention
That's
that.
so
It's
cool.
It's not, it's just a
Something
thing.
you've always
Cool.
been able to do.
It's,
How does it work?
well, you think things, and then the other person hears them.
Oh, cool. Are we doing it now?
Yes.
So cool.
I feel like instead of the "Are we there yet?" it's gonna be like, "Are you guys doing it?"
We've just been subtweeting you all this whole time, mentally, just the whole time.
Okay, but wait.
I want to know what Ishin is thinking about you. Like, whoa. Even I can't use the foul language she's using right now.
Wait, hear me out. Hear me out. We actually make these Twitter accounts.
Oh no.
I'd be up for that, honestly.
That's amazing.
Oh no, I love it. Anyway, carry on. I'm getting too excited about it.
Uh,
But, like-
God, could you imagine drawing pictures of Ishton and Athenos and okay, sorry. Carry no.
So Ishton is it's Ishton's full name, and then it's at Deadassinos.
Absolutely would be his Twitter handle for sure.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Assinos.
Ishton's like, I'm awesome, I deserve respect, I'm great. Look at me, I'm freaking just yes. And then Athenos is just, yeah, but my booty though.
Yes,
Number one.
yes, your booty. We like your booty. Everyone likes your booty. It is a very nice
Booty,
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 yes.
booty, booty, rocking
Did you see the
everywhere.
review in the newspaper? They clearly, my butt was newsworthy. I just want to point that out.
Oh man. Just imagine his to follow me, everybody else does. The view's amazing.
Follow me, it's a great view.
Oh boy.
Can confirm.
Oh boy. Okay. So
Anyway.
Ignomus goes ahead and takes a breath before grabbing a drink that's been waiting on the side. He goes ahead and drinks, and as he does so, you can see heavy ink staining across the bottom of his finger and his hand going down.
He's a lefty. He's a lefty.
Yeah, he's a lefty.
Yes. Sorry. Solidarity.
He's a lefty. He's a lefty. Mother's a righty. Because I'm a lefty, so why not?
Lefties unite.
Yeah. There's heavy ink staining going down his hand as he goes ahead and takes a drink. He puts it back down on the table. Lets his shoulders roll slightly as he says, unless there is anything else I can do for you, I have a lot of work to do.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
He goes ahead and steps forward, opens the door.
Oh, one more thing, Father. Just to inform you, I will be sleeping in mine and my husband's room tonight.
Very well. I see no issue with this.
Good.
And I will talk to your mother.
Thank you, Father.
The spare rooms are still open to you. Oh, and one final piece of advice as he's ushering you out. Convincing is good. Manipulation is sometimes useful. But never underestimate the power of the naked truth. His eyes kind of scan across the party, a little disapprovingly.
Oh, the big... That was Ishtin. The rest of the laughter was just me. Boy, it is very powerful. Thank you, Father, for the advice.
Aridin is stone-faced. Cole is not.
It's like,
I'll pat his shoulder while I walk past it.
Richard just whispers to Orin, maybe you made the right choice.
He doesn't say anything, but he's definitely got that look of, you don't have to deal with your mother. I do.
Exactly. It is true.
That kind of just goes ahead and beckons you out.
No press is darkness.
It's fine.
All right.
All right. You go ahead and head out. There's another respectful nod as the door closes. There's a few muffled shuffles as he steps back to his desk. Yeah. What are we feeling? We gonna go ahead and take a rest? Or is there any other business we wanted to do beforehand?
I want to talk to Aridin a bit. So if everyone's like heading to sleep or something, or just going to rest or something, yeah, I'm gonna approach Aridin. Aridin,
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you for a bit. I feel like we haven't talked much at all, actually.
That is true. We have not.
I'm just gonna. Where is Aridin right now, actually?
I feel like you probably caught me just like walking back to where my room was, like in the hallway.
In that case, I'm gonna just walk up to her, put her arm around her shoulder, and just completely redirect her back to the living room.
Aridin doesn't resist. She's taken aback though. You kind of feel like tense up a little bit.
So, you're pretty damn good in that gladiator fight this morning.
Oh, thank you. You are too.
I know.
I have to say I wasn't expecting what we fought. I don't know what I was expecting. A glowing dragon-like creature was not quite it, though.
Yeah, I was definitely a fight. I thought we were gonna fight that Yeti, but it killed that Yeti like almost immediately. It was a good opening. It was a good way to like capture everyone's attention, I'll admit.
It was probably just like dropped in there as like it's food or something.
Probably, yeah. But I did want to talk to you about your swords. Well, at least your sword magic. I use my gun primarily, and it's great. Honestly, I'm a great shot, as you know. But I would like to test out my sword skills and maybe incorporate magic.
Aridin has a smile on her face.
So, what do? I need to take you out to dinner? What do I need to do to get you to teach me?
I'm sorry, I saw Jen's face and I'm laughing. Aridin's not laughing, Cole is laughing.
You went for weapon advice to anybody but Ish, and you're gonna get it so bad.
It's not weapon advice.
It
It's
is more
magical.
the dinner thing.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to dinner, but you could just ask. I will say if it's about the singing part, I'm a little fuzzy on how I learned it, though.
Yeah, you don't. The memory thing.
Yeah, sort of complicates things. I know what the runes say. It's celestial.
Could you teach me?
I could teach you. I have the cipher too. That's also it uses celestial, so that might help too.
Well, teacher, I'm a student.
Airden is taken aback for a moment. Yeah, where do you want to go sit in the... I don't know the layout of the house. Is there another study? Help!
I mean, you
Metagaming
have the
pigeon.
area. You have the area downstairs, and you have the first floor, and that's the only area you've been to so far.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yard or
So you can go ahead and head downstairs into one of the waiting rooms, so to speak. Or there's
Waiting room?
just someone's room.
I don't know if you want to... Where would you like to... She's a little flustered.
Is Jotra, is Aridin and Jotra in the same room?
oh, I don't know.
Ooh,
Rooms are there?
yeah.
Well, I mean, there is one for each of you, because that's what's expected, but you have been sharing rooms this entire time,
Okay.
so it's up to
Okay.
you as to whether you would be together or alone.
We just grab one of the empty rooms. I don't think I want the in-laws walking in on us with a sword on the ground, I guess. Figuring that stuff out. Might need a little bit of privacy.
That's true.
At the very least, I don't hurt someone.
That's a good point. Yeah, we'll go grab one of the spare rooms. And to get my blade in the house, I cast invisibility on it.
Okay, so we're gonna
Did
head.
Athenos try to hide that he was doing this?
Oh, no.
Are you going ahead and heading downstairs to grab the weapons then, Erin?
Mm-hmm. As
Okay.
nonchalantly as I can.
Can you
As
invisible my
you-
weapon as well?
Yeah.
As you head downstairs, Ilsenin is down there just polishing. Just polishing one of the works on the wall, which is very clearly already polished and doesn't need any more cleaning, but is being cleaned anyway. She spots you in the corner of her eye. Just... a word, if you may.
Both of us? Me?
One of you, both of you, it matters not.
Might as well go together, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Is everything all right?
She goes ahead and walks into the dining room / where you were before, and just keeps the door open.
I give Aridin a look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aaron gives the same one back.
Yeah, and then we
Before
just
going in.
follow in.
She is sat in the same place she was the first time. Waits for you to step in, take a seat. She immediately kind of hands out these small cups, slides one over to you. Both. Just you are popular. Goes
Yeah.
ahead and slides the kind of pliable material forwards.
No.
Yeah, I looked down at it. Oh shit! We're on the news.
Interesting.
Did they get any pictures?
Do does that happen with other gladiator sort of events in the arena?
That part, absolutely. Not the second part.
Oh no, Cole can't keep a straight face. Weak. Okay.
I mean, we just beat a beast that's apparently the Coliseum champion. We just wanted to, let loose a little bit.
Loose you clearly were.
I take it that's not normal. I don't know where I'm from. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't really care about that kind of thing.
I'm going to keep this simple and I'm going to keep this brief. She and my granddaughter, as well as my husband, are the only living memory of my son that I have. You ruin his name, and you'll have far more than Colosseum monsters to worry about. And more importantly, if you ruin her name, you will have more to worry about. Do I make myself clear?
So what I'm getting is you're trying to threaten me?
Do I make myself clear?
Are you trying to threaten me?
You mess with my family, it's not a threat, it's a promise.
Well, we have no intentions of ruining their names.
What we do has nothing to do with you. We could walk the fuck out of here again, butt naked, and we would not give a shit.
You two can do whatever you wish.
Oh no, I'm including Ish in this, because I'm sure she would. Don't threaten me. Don't try and limit what any of us can do. Because I'm pretty sure, from what I've heard about your son, he wouldn't like that.
Her eyes narrow straight onto Athenos. Do not speak on matters that you do not know about. You never met him.
No.
You never knew him.
Ishin talks about him a lot. Sings his praises a lot. And he seems to be the type of person who's free-spirited, does what he wants. And I think you trying to use his name as an excuse to restrict what we can do goes against what he wanted.
Her eyes narrow more. She goes ahead and slips back into her chair a little bit, correcting her posture, taking a sip from her drink. Just letting the silence hang for a moment. I have said what you needed to say.
Heard you loud and clear. Not going to change anything.
Her eyes break away from yours, Athenos, as they just lock and focus on the drink that she's holding in her hand.
Was there anything else you needed?
You may be on your way.
Thank you.
I want to slide a drink back. I usually drink stuff a bit stronger. Anyway, I'm going to go and get my weapon. And I'll stand up and walk to you.
I follow.
Her eyes looking into you. With just this frustration across her face. She doesn't act, though. So you go ahead and take your leave. You can go ahead and grab your weaponry. Head back inside into the room, and you can go ahead and teach Celestial, I guess. Go ahead and study the runes, what they mean, all of that kind of jazz. You can hear the definitive silence downstairs, where once there were sounds of polishing and cleaning and footsteps, there is now nothing. You can still hear Ignomus in his room. The scratching of quill on paper, the occasional shuffle of chairs and footsteps, but nothing more. Is everybody else doing anything in this time?
I'm waiting for Athnos to come back. I am, however, occupying my former room.
Mhm.
But which Athnos knows where it is. I'm waiting for him to come back.
I think Orin will actually try to find Ishtin. And like he'll kind of peek his head into the room and is it all right if I
And she looks down. Oh, it's you. All right.
the door opens. You don't see anything except like
it was
a little
looking
bit
for
of red hair.
Oh.
You see this?
Yes, come in.
Ishtin, I kind of wanted to, before we go and talk to the council, just kind of get an idea of a game plan, perhaps. First, I want to thank you for seeming like we should be sticking up for Sispy. I still, in my heart, I know that there's something good in her, and that I don't know, the idea of pushing for a trial and then trying to defend her in that trial, it seems like a betrayal before we even meet.
I agree. If I were her, I would not see us as allies at that point. But also, I meant what I said. The people we call heroes are usually the ones we have forgotten. We need to show her that she is not forgotten and her suffering is not ignored. I trust you that there is more to her than what they say.
I believe it. I mean, fuck, I think I am a good person, but I'm a shite person. I mean, come on.
mean, I'm not going to argue one way or another with that, but, you know, it does not seem to me like your powers come from a place of evil.
No, I don't think so either. And I'm just trying to think, trying to wrap my head around maybe what's the best course of action in talking to the council without actually talking to her.
We have to see what they have to say. But to me, it seems the best is to point out to them that she is powerful beyond what they can imagine. And if they try to put her on trial, they might as well be declaring civil war. What is she going to do? Subject herself to their rule? I doubt it. She just escaped one person's rule. She does not want to go under another's. And so to me, it seems like the best thing to do is convince them that is not strategic at all.
That's a very good point. And hey, that's why I came and wanted to ask you. You've got more of a mind for this type of thing than I. And
For
I want to thank
politics?
anything, really. Fuck.
Okay, all right, I will allow it. Okay.
Orin, no!
For the most part of my 10 years, that I wasn't a complete fuck up, getting drunk at the bars and fucking around. I was by myself, and the monks, they don't really talk all that much, so I feel like just social interactions in general are just a wee bit shy.
Let me ask Orin. Did you have guidance when you were a child at all?
Oh, my parents are fine. They they tried to raise me the best I could. I just couldn't sit still. I just had to go.
You seem like someone who always wants to be free, but also always wants to have your parent somewhere behind you. And you seem not to think that you can have both at once.
I guess I always thought that well, that's that's an interesting point. When I was growing up, I just always felt like I didn't belong. Like there was always something more for me out there, and that's why I left Green Hill and I went out to Zarenkart and I find the monastery. And as much as I clashed with their lifestyle, I did find peace there. And it kind of let me know that, even though being on the move is fun, that it's exciting, sometimes you can just sit and be quiet, and that's all right too.
When you unmute yourself, which will you choose? Which will you choose when you are done with this, when you have healed the sisters? Will you move or stay still?
Haven't really thought about it. I guess we'll see.
Which do you want?
I feel like, especially now that our group has gotten together, I feel like I owe the rest of you in helping me with this. So I'll continue to move with the rest of you if you'll have me.
Oh, yes, I assumed you are going to help me. I mean, I'm not going to just help you and then you don't help me back. I mean, that's not what I was suggesting. But eventually, we will all have done what we set out to do, or we will have not done it, and we will know we will never do it. And then we will have to choose. I know, for me and my heart, what I want. Do you?
I don't think so.
That sounds like the story of your life.
That's pretty sad.
Maybe it is sad, maybe it is exciting. I don't know, being at war with yourself, sometimes it can make a good story. But you know, I am just saying, you are at war with yourself a lot. Perhaps you need some kind of date hunt sometimes. Or even a treaty.
Well, you've certainly given me a lot to think about. And I appreciate it.
Yes. I still have hope that meeting Sispy will help give you clarity, even if she is not truly a hero.
As do I. You have yourself a good night.
You too. Good night. Stay away from my mother-in-law if you want good dreams.
Oh yeah, that woman scares the shite out of me as well.
She should. She scares me too. Good night.
Jotra would have actually gone. So Athenos, when you go to pick up both your guns, you notice the broken one is gone. Jotra went to the front door, he picked it up, and then him and Pavasari went outside. And so he's basically, him and Pavasari have gone for like this little, like kind of over to like the side of the house, just kind of like strolling around while and then you see like, Jotra, he's trying to think and he's trying to concentrate on the gun, but he's like scattered as he's trying to think of all these things at once. Then he opens up, he takes a little sip of whiskey, and then he puts it back down, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, and then he starts pulling some of the wood made from a lava tree out, and he's going to start carving replacement parts for the gun out of all of this wood. And then if he gets far enough along, he's going to try to test it, fire it into the air, and see what happens.
Okay.
What Jotra's going to do?
Roll
I
a
just
tinkering
goes,
check for me.
A new gunslinger has been born. I can feel it.
$15 plus intelligence, which is 21.
21. All right. You managed to get a working and functional prototype. You go ahead and fire it into the air, much to the chagrin of the surrounding individuals.
Oh, Lord.
I was concentrating, I forgot.
The majority of them either jumping aback or staring you down as you go ahead and fire this. Seems to be okay. Isn't a fantastic weapon, but it's certainly a functional one.
Jumping off point. I'll head back into the edifying.
Mm-hmm. So I imagine that you come in after the discussion between Athenos, Eredin, and the mother-in-law.
Is that a discussion? I don't know if that counts as a discussion.
You've
Stand
been
off.
Yeah.
been upstairs for a little while now. As Jotra, you step in, you see her polishing a piece in the welcoming room. Her eyes just kind of dart to you, clearly agitated as they dart back. She ignores your wave, ignores your presence, essentially.
Kind of wanders upstairs.
Okay. You can go ahead and take a long rest.
I still wanted to talk to Athenos when he came back.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have come back. It wouldn't have taken. I don't think we would have stayed for the whole thing, the whole night. So yeah, I would come back.
And she would definitely be inviting him to sleep in the room that she used to sleep in with the cool stuff on the ceiling, if he wanted.
Yeah.
And there's actually 2 beds. There's a little one, a little bitty one, like a kid size, and then there's bigger size. She took the kid size. Athenos, I will not judge who you wish to spend your time with, however you wish to spend it. But I do want to point out that that woman hunted my soul and those of others.
I haven't had anyone hunt my soul, but one of my now dead, but once close crew members wanted me dead before he became part of my crew. And he didn't have the luxury of forgetting why he wanted me dead. I don't doubt that Eridan, I would not have liked her. But this one, at least right now, she seems different. Generally remorseful for the things she can't remember doing. You're still my hunt mate, and if I have to choose between you and her, I will choose you. But I'm not going to completely shut her out of our group.
I am not asking you to do that. I have not done that. That is not what you are doing tonight, just including her in the group. And I will not ask you to choose between me or anyone. But yes, you do not know what it means to have someone hunt you for your soul, especially when you have a child who needs you to live. You don't know. And all I am saying is, if you wish to form a bond with her that is different than the rest of the group, know that I will feel that.
I'll keep that in mind.
Just tell me so that I can feel safe what you are thinking. If you can, please.
All I want is for her and everyone else to feel part of the crew.
The crew.
Tonight, I honestly just wanted to know more about magic. For the first time in a long time since I've had this power, it doesn't hurt at least as much to use. Now I want to at least be able to use it properly.
You could not have come to me with questions about it.
Do you know how to make your sword magical?
There are many things about magic that I know, and you may have noticed that my husband knew quite a bit, as did I, in knowing him. But like I said, I will not judge. I just ask for you to remember what she did. And tell me so that I do not have to be afraid.
You don't.
Okay.
So,
I took the silence as that's where we wanted to leave it. Apologies.
Wait, did you not hear me? I said,
wait, did we not hear you what?
yeah, I just said you don't have to be afraid.
All right. If you say so.
All right. Fab. Yeah. Unless there's any other discussions that need to happen, we can go ahead and wrap up a long rest here. As you guys go ahead and, one by one, eventually succumb to fire o'clock.
I do think, I don't know when Jotra goes back to his room, but I think Eridan's curled up on the floor of your room.
Jotra's Pavasari, help me. I'm just trying to like gently with Pavasari put her on the bed, and then take a pillow, put it on Pavasari.
Fair enough. All right. You go ahead and get some rest in. It's a little unusual. Not quite acclimatized to the nature of the fire plane just yet. Orin, I'd like you to roll a wisdom save for me.
Oh, not good. 5.
Orin!
As a monk.
That is the
Okay.
worst roll I can do as a halfling. I got a 2.
Oh no! I was gonna say, did you get a
Oh.
1? No.
It's pretty damn close.
I mean, with the 1 you can reroll at least.
I can reroll as a halfling, but nope, just the worst roll I can get.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Your rest is relatively interrupted. You almost begin to lucid dream. You find yourself awake but not awake, almost staring at a screen, watching events happen before you. You feel your body begin to tense and heat up. You feel yourself almost struggling to breathe as you begin to feel something, not physically, but almost supernaturally beginning to grasp at your throat. You see this image before you, blurred, but there. Images of where you grew up. Images of where you trained at the monastery. But it's not you. The surroundings are a little different. The people around you are a little different. It's just warped enough that you can't make it out exactly, but you just know you're not looking at yourself. You're not looking at your own experiences. This is something else. You're looking on as you see 3 pillars of fire erupt. As your vision comes outwards, you can see these pillars beginning to grow and grow and grow and vanish. The entire area goes dark. As your vision pans up to the sky, there's a deep, guttural laugh. Slow and haunting. As the two moons begin to spin, you watch as one by one, the 3 stars of Vaka go out. And as you're plunged into darkness, you find yourself suddenly gripped with this fear, this anxiety, this non-understanding. And as you wake up, you jolt awake. You feel your tattoo glowing. A light flame in one hand, and in the other, a familiar object.
It's the cone, right?
Mm-hmm. It sits in your hand.
I'm going to look at it. Oy. Perhaps it's time to tell him the truth, eh? And I'll put it back into my pocket.
As you look across, the word "to" has appeared. "To" as in T-O, not as in the number.
Okay, so just T-O, not T-O-O?
Yeah, T-O.
Okay.
That is the third word
And-
that has appeared.
Yeah, what about the other words? Are they still there?
Mm-hmm. So "to," "out," and "myriad."
Okay.
That is your events. Everyone else's nights pass relatively unabated. A few of you perhaps uncomfortable with your surroundings, but generally okay. You go ahead, and it's a little tricky waking up at the same time, so to speak, as you fell asleep. The same kind of lighting, the same kind of atmosphere. It's a little jarring. It takes you a little while to adapt, but you can go ahead and slowly kind of acclimatize back to where you were. You do not hear any footsteps throughout the rest of the house. You do, however, hear the slightest sounds of each other beginning to stir. Strangely enough, the exterior seems quiet as well. Not silent. There's still footsteps and discussions from the outside world, however, does not seem nearly the same as the hustle and bustle you have encountered the last few days.
Ugh. Just gonna head straight down.
Alrighty.
Everything's like unnaturally quiet.
In the house, it's very much just sounds like no one's moving. So, none of the sounds of writing or footsteps or polishing downstairs or anything like that. The house is just...
There's noise coming from outside though, like people bustling
Yeah, there are
around.
still people. There are still people
Okay.
talking and moving outside. It's just nowhere near the same volume as the last couple of days, you know that the area is still relatively full of activity.
And the house itself seems too quiet.
I wouldn't say too quiet. It's not suspicious, but it's
Quiet.
quiet. Yeah.
In that case, I stay in mine and my husband's room, watching the ceiling for as long as I can in the morning.
I'd follow Jotra.
Okay.
Light, but still rifle.
To your dismay, there is no coffee.
What kind of?
I'm assuming that we wake up also to the smell of soup cooking.
Yes, probably.
Yes, indeed. As you enter the kitchen, you can see slabs of the creature you killed in the Colosseum. Slowly cooking and brewing away in various different ways. You can see like sections of it steaming. You can see little bits of it frying. You can see some of it being like slow cooked. Some of it's been diced. Some of it's been rolled into sausages. Some of it is a soup, and he's just kind of working through all of it at the same time.
I feel like that night before we went to sleep, Soup and Ishin probably would have taken all of the like skin pieces and found like the nicest possible courtyard to just leave them hanging so they'll like dry and tar. Just like strung around the gazebo and along the veranda.
And weirdly enough, as you mentioned that, certain sections of the hide begin to dry, ready for tanning. The sections of bioluminescence, however, don't seem to dry out. They seem to stay exactly as they are. So you have some hide ready for working and tanning, as you've gone ahead and left it out. And thanks to it being the fire plane, it's relatively hot. So it's a little bit of a faster process here than it would be in the real world.
Dry heat. It's a dry heat.
Yeah, exactly. It's a dry heat. Yeah, absolutely.
Can't relate.
To Arizona, I mean the fire plane.
Yeah. What's the difference? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so Soup is messing around. You do see that he has managed to grab what appears to be a slightly differently styled chef's hat. You notice that there's one larger one on the side that has clearly been picked up and put back respectfully. And then there is a smaller one, still a little too big for Soup, that is currently on his head.
Is there any embroidery on it? Like
not that you can see.
Okay.
And he just kind of looks at you in the usual way, just, aye.
Which one would you recommend? And he starts pointing to all of the different ones. Sausage for breakfast?
Haven't actually tried it yet. Ain't got to that.
Is this all the monster we fought yesterday?
Not all of it.
What
Kind
else?
of. He shrugs and just points to his satchel where there's just like still meat kind of just piled into it.
Hey, fuck it, you only live once, and he'll grab a sausage and just...
You notice he goes ahead and picks up like another slab of meat. Puts it down. Looks at his hands. Goes ahead and wanders over to the sink. Washes his hands off. Then readjusts his hat. And goes for another slab.
I think at this point, Athnos is waking up. Probably to the smell of whatever the name of that monster is frying. And yeah, he gets out of bed. A little stretch. Ishtin, you want anything?
I'm okay. It is quiet here, though. No one is cleaning. That is strange.
I mean, it's only 5 o'clock. Oh, I don't know how the time works here.
I know it's 5 o'clock, but still, usually she is up before like as early as 5 o'clock in order to clean. It's strange that it's already 5 o'clock and she's not cleaning yet. That's all I'm saying. It's strange. Just keep your eye out.
Oh yeah. I probably should have mentioned this. I don't think she's a fan of me. I don't know why. I don't really get why.
I mean, you seem like the kind of person who she would love.
Yeah.
That was sarcasm.
It was true though. What?
Is the thing that she like pushed towards us with the headlines?
Oh, I brought it. I took it with me, like as a souvenir. Okay. Yeah.
Aaron's gonna like knock napkins onto it or something.
We're in. I think we're still in our room.
Yeah, we're still in our room. Yeah.
Oh! Yeah. I thought you were in.
No, we're not having a public conversation.
Yeah. So I just like place the newspaper or whatever the equivalent of a newspaper down. Like, yeah, she talked to me in Eridan about this. Doesn't seem too happy about it.
Oh, really? She wasn't? I thought maybe she would be overjoyed and like cut this out of the, paper thing and frame it and put it on the wall.
I mean, if they got some good pictures, it would have been a nice thing.
I am a little disappointed that there is no photography with it. But okay, so she did not like it, so?
Apparently it had something to do with like ruining your family name. And then she kind of threatened me, saying that if I did anything to ruin a family name, I'd have more than just a monster to worry about.
Wait, what?
So I was like, are you threatening me? I want to do whatever the fuck I want. So don't try it, I guess. And then for some reason that rubbed her the wrong way.
I'm sorry. Let me just clarify for a second. She threatened you.
Yeah, I mean, she tried anyway.
That if you did something she did not like, that she would come after you.
Yeah.
Oh, all of a sudden, I don't feel like staying in bed late. I think I'm going to get up and maybe take a tour of the house for a little while, say hi to all of my husband's weapons. It is good to know. Thank you for telling me.
You're welcome. I just wanted to give you a heads up, but okay, I guess we're going to do a bit more than just...
Oh, we don't have to, but I do.
Have fun.
You are my huntmate and she threatened you. There are things that I must do when someone does this.
I'm definitely not going to stop you. I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Yes, I was going to say you could come watch if you wish.
Somewhere in the distance, there's a tiny little goblin mother going, "Go, Ishton, go."
Head down to get my greaves and my glaive.
You very much can. Go ahead and spend a. You're actually getting pretty good at this. You managed to cut down. You managed to cut down the time of being able to put everything on by a few seconds. Yeah. As you head downstairs, still no sound. You imagine, logically, there's probably no one in the house.
Where would she have gone? I don't think she's here. I'll check father-in-law's study. Ignavis.
Mm-hmm. You go ahead and you head upstairs. You knock. There's no response as you knock on the study door.
I'll open the door.
Hmm? You go ahead and open it up, and you see and hear the slumped, slightly snoring body of Ignomus, just kind of quill still in hand, stretched across the table.
Is it unusual for him to fall asleep in a study like this?
He's usually very prim and proper. It's usually very much everything needs to be in its place. This is the time I stop working, therefore I stop working. It is time for interactions with wife and bed. Like, it's very much regimented, kind of. He's very formal.
I'm going to wake him. This is strange. It is not normal at all. I poke him with the end of my glaive. Careful not to hook his clothes.
Yeah. Just... ruined.
Wake up! No.
You go ahead and give him a poke, and he slowly kind of brings himself to. He looks down. Looking down at the desk, he's now noticed that he's spilt a bit of ink across the table. He immediately looks to that and just, that is going to leave a stain.
What is going on? It is quiet here and you fell asleep in your study. No one is cleaning.
Ishtin, apologies. Oh. Kind of takes a quick look around just to survey his scenario. I'm sorry, this never happens. I'm usually better at this. Sorry. Goes ahead and immediately kind of starts trying to neaten up the desk as much as he can.
Trying to catch a glance at what he was writing.
There is still quite a large ink stain, yes.
I'm going to try to catch a glance at what he was writing.
Okay.
And I'll use up my damn disadvantage if I have to roll for it, so I can be done with it.
I was actually going to say that it's he's sleepy, and this isn't something he normally does, so he probably blunders enough that you can get at least a quick peek. He appears to be tendering his resignation. But you can see there's multiple copies. Scratched out, or torn up, or just kind of underneath another piece of paper, underneath another paper. And there are probably 20, 25 copies. He's clearly put a lot of thought into this. As he goes ahead and packs everything away, files it into the drawer, tries to clear out what he can. He goes ahead and stands, kind of straightens himself out as much as he can. Apologies, it's bad hosting to not be presentable.
Father, for morality or fear? Or both?
Just in case.
I see. Fair. Do you know where your wife is?
Looks a little perplexed at the question. Kind of shakes his head a little bit. And sorry, could you repeat that?
Where is mother?
I do not know. Is she not downstairs?
Not that I saw, but we will look.
Awfully strange. Okay. Apologies, she has not really left the house much in some time. Occasionally some groceries, but nothing. I don't know.
All right. I am sorry that you are in the position to have to think of doing this thing. And she gestures toward the desk. But I need to find my mother-in-law now.
Of course.
And I begin storming the halls, going, Mother! Oh, Mother! Good morning! Good Mother! Hello!
Everybody else will hear this. As Ishtun's going around attempting to get Ilsen's attention. No response.
I don't know where she is. This is strange.
Maybe she went out for groceries.
She does not do this. She uses Instacart. No, I'm just
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh my god, I'm not muted.
It is
Oh, no.
strange.
I mean, is there anything we need to be worried about now?
Well, no. I was just, excited. So I'm
no, I
not
can tell.
disappointed.
Yeah. Well, we can just get something to eat and maybe hope she comes back in the meantime. I can smell whatever the thing is
Of
Seep is
course.
cooking, and it smells great.
Yes, okay. We will go eat electric water monster food.
As Athenos, as you walk in, you see Judge who looks over there. You! Got... Hold... And he... and then he, like, shuffles off to... And then you hear just... As he runs back up and down the stairs. And he hands you a wooden gun. There! That'll do it for now. Try it out. Tell me what you think. We can change it later.
Oh, it wasn't wooden before.
No,
I'm pretty
this
sure
is a
it wasn't wooden
prototype.
before.
I had to use the other thing. It's the other crap. I need more. I had wood. Made a wood gun. Try it out.
I probably shouldn't try it out in dinner at a dinner table, but I'll try it out later today.
Wait, just soon. I shot it outside earlier. People gave me mean looks, but it seemed to work so far. Oh, and
that was the sound. Okay.
he takes the tin full of the green balls. I forgot to give you these.
Thank you. Ooh. How
They're
many of them
really
are?
cool.
5. Okay. I'm gonna keep these. It's gonna be a little bit fun to use.
Did I tell you what they do? I think
We can just say you did.
perfect. Do you have any coffee?
No, coffee doesn't really have much of an effect.
Enjoy the gun. He goes back and he's eating the monster sausage, and he's just gonna sit down and he's gonna like the entire time he's been like just not full pouting, but just like disappointedly staring into the middle distance, slightly angry, just mumbling to
Morning to
himself.
you too, Jojo. Yeah, if I walk past Oren, I was like giving her a firm pat on the back, like, morning, Oren.
Morning. How are you? Have you tried this sausage?
No, but I'm definitely going to. I want to try a little bit of everything, actually.
That's pretty good.
It's like I've got like a plate just stacking every little bit of everything on.
How was your night then?
Pretty damn peaceful, actually. Slept great. The heat does wonders, honestly. I've never felt more comfortable on it, actually. It would have been even better if I was like on just like the sway of a ship to like kind of rock me to sleep. But I mean, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Are you okay, Oren?
Yeah, just a little stressed out about meeting the council and Sispy, and didn't sleep all that well, so it's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, I guess that is something to be kind of nervous about. Don't worry, me and everything got this. We can talk ourselves out of anything. I was like kind of bump Eridan, right?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt.
We should practice doing that more often instead of talking in. We should do that more often.
Hey, I mean, have before you met me, were you able to say that you fought a water lightning monster?
No.
You see, you're welcome. I gave you a story to tell.
Big.
No coffee, can't function.
Do you have no more in your pack? I thought you generally keep it on you, unless you ran out.
Does Judge know whether his coffee stash would?
There's no reason why I wouldn't.
That's a good point. And then he disappears into his room. Back downstairs with a giant cup of coffee. Oh, it works here. Oh, thank God.
What?
We should
Why
definitely-
wouldn't it?
Shh. And he's just
Coffee
gonna
like a
walk
plainer
around the
thing.
house, looking at the art on the wall and sipping his coffee.
All right.
Note to self: stock up on coffee. God.
I just imagine that Jotra has that like that mug that's like, not now, not now, wait for it, now you can speak.
Yes. and it's also like one of those giant soup mugs. It's not a
It's like a big
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not a coffee mug, it is a soup mug.
Just a bucket the size of his head.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Soup during this time has been bringing you out food. It's food. Some of it has cooked fantastically. Some of it really has not. You watch as Soup checks the reactions of everyone as they eat the various different delicacies, and then starts scribbling in his little notebook. Just, nope, you know damn well.
The fried stuff is a bit. I don't know. I feel like it's missing something. Right? It shouldn't. Do you agree? It doesn't. I think it's a bit too tangy, maybe.
I mean, I'm not used to eating cooked foods anyway, so it is a little overcooked for my taste, but that is also because it is not wiggling.
I bet if you added sugar, it would little thing to it, kind of bring out.
He waits for a moment, checking everything, and then just goes, I think the sausages are the best. And you watch as he picks up the sausages. You can kind of tell that they are the tendril sections that have kind of been wrapped in another section of the meat and have then been made that way and cooked. And they actually taste all right. They're a bit chewy. It's a bit weird kind of having this slightly meaty and then like fishy in the center. But once you get used to it, it's all right. It's not too bad.
I
like
soup
having,
can make
uh,
anything taste good.
Slightly fishy in the center sounds fantastic. Or
I
what?
had crab stuffed chicken. It's kind of like that. I wouldn't massively
It would be
recommend
better if it was crab stuffed crab.
Here's
That
crab
is
with another crab. It's a different crab.
There was
It's
enough
different crab.
crab.
It
in the
mixes
crab,
up the
so we
flavor.
stuffed some more crab inside the crab.
Yes, it needs crab stuffing. Also, a crab crust.
Little crab on top. Just
Shell.
Oh god, is it like fondant, but it's
On
like
a bed
made
of crab.
seaweed?
exactly.
My wife's
Oh,
from
God.
Baltimore. This is like her dream right now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and have your breakfast, have this discussion. Even throughout this time, apart from the slight shuffling of footsteps you hear upstairs exiting the study and heading into a different room, you do not hear anything else throughout the house.
I want to go up and investigate her bedroom. I don't know if they sleep in the same bedroom, but I'm going to go look.
Yes and no. They have a shared room, and then they have two separate rooms. Because I feel like they're that kind of couple.
Yeah,
But
I
like,
think so. So I'm gonna
Not
investigate.
tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate her, or you snore. Many of us have been there. I'm gonna investigate her room, and then their room.
As you step inside this room for probably the first time in a long time or ever, depending on. Yeah. You can see tons of drawings and outfits that are far too small, and certain objects that just look, to anyone else they would be drunk, just complete junk, sorry, but to you, you can see all of these essentially baby clothes and random moments of childhoods scattered much more clumsily across the wall in this room. This room isn't neat. This room isn't tidy. This is, I have crammed as much into this room as I can, kind of thing.
Are they all Ilyavis, or are some of them Ilyanin?
You see, it is mostly Ilivis. However, you do see a few objects that very specific. You see a few objects that you know she brought over to Grandma's to visit, and then all of a sudden, when you went home, that object had magically vanished, never to be found again. You see a few of those objects, and you can even point them out. You're kind of like, oh, I remember when she bought that. Oh, so that's where that went.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few of those also scattered, but they're not. The important part is they're not segregated.
No.
They're mixed in between the various different pieces.
Is the bed warm? Has it been slept in?
The bed has definitely been slept in. It's still a little warm, but not massively so. It's just warm enough that you'd be able to tell. The bed is made. Everything seems to be in order. The usual heavy amount of jewelry that she wears is missing.
As if she was dressed.
Exactly.
Anything in the other room?
You can go ahead and scan across their joint room as well. This one doesn't look like it's seen use in at least a few days, but there's nothing of note in there either.
Right. I'll rejoin the group.
Okay.
So, what's the plan?
We go meet the council and you charm them.
Charm them into what exactly?
Oh, yeah. We're against the trial, right?
Orin?
I think that we should try to convince them that trying to maybe the trial or waging some kind of war against Isby might be the worst case scenario, and perhaps allowing them to grant us an audience with her.
Sounds good to me. I think we can get that done.
Do they have the power to do that? Or can she just say, no, thank you?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know.
What do we say about why they should listen to us? We don't come across, as diplomats or
We are
important
emissaries
people.
sent by her sisters.
Oh, these are nice fancy words.
We were sent by her sister.
And you have, a tattoo, so we don't seem like we are lying. Or at least there is a little proof we aren't.
Certainly work that angle.
I guess I don't mind coming with you. I'll do some of the talking, I guess. I guess I feel like I should.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. You know a lot more about Sispy than I do. Any of us do, actually.
Oy.
We'll be right behind you. You won't be alone.
I will help make you look like you are an emissary. I will be a diplomatic bodyguard. I may have some experience with this.
So we should just all go then, instead of doing the split party thing.
Is anyone else going to be in a service position? Because they will look more like they are important if they have people working for them. Yes.
I could be your scribe. And then Jojo pulls out like his book and he looks down and he kind of like starts to unhitch his breastplate and then just goes in his regular clothes where he looks kind of like a clerk anyway. And he puts that back and then he's like, and he takes off his shoulder pad and shield and like all of his stuff that indicates like he has any tech or whatsoever. And once he's down to it, he's just kind of just this little gnome in almost a suit, well, just without a jacket. Okay, I'll be your scribe. And he goes over to his pack and he pulls out he shaves just a little bit of wood and carves it into like as close as he can to the tree real quick, and then puts it on his shirt. Badges. And he starts just making more and hands them out.
Do I have any like red tunics? Can I do something that will make it look like at least almost tabard like? Or I don't know, curtains I don't like here.
I imagine you probably kept some outfits here from your time, especially in your room.
Yes.
There's probably some outfits, some stayover ones. Especially with a little kid, puke is a thing, so you need to be sure you have plenty of backups. So yeah, you probably have some old outfits stashed away.
I'm going to try to make it up to look like an honor guard uniform somehow, just a little bit from a distance if they don't squint too hard.
We're dressing up? Is that a thing we're doing?
I can help with stitches.
I don't have much more than my gi. Should I try?
No, you have your traditional ceremonial dress.
There you go. All right, I guess.
Yeah. Usually,
my dress is also ceremonial.
I don't have any other clothes, so this is the best I got.
It's okay, you got a badge.
Do your clothes look appropriate for this, Eridan, or they look weird, or?
They look casual. I don't think they're like.
All right, come on in. Let us
adventurous.
see. I was a little smaller back then. So let me just see, and I start going through my closet and seeing if I can find something fitting that looks a little more formal.
Oh yeah, you definitely can.
Hopefully in red, since that's the tree color. But here you go. And we will put the badge, and it looks pretty good on you. It's not so bad.
So is it backless?
No, but we can, do stuff about this.
Okay.
Butcher pokes his head in. Suppose you have any size coats? And
They would have things like, balloons and puppies on them.
oh yeah, because yep. Okay.
It's not really appropriate. But yes, I mean, Athanos, generally, when you are an emissary, you are important and you show up with people whose job it is mainly to make you look important.
I don't have any other clothes unless you want me to wear my satin PJs. They're pretty.
Yeah.
They belong to someone important at one point.
No, you could be one of the emissaries.
So I don't need to.
I don't know. Wear what you want. I'm just explaining to you how it works.
I'm really not good at this kind of stuff. We just usually just wear what we want. If you want to seem important, just shoot the person that's also important.
Tuck in your shirt, make it just dress up what you.
Just tucks in
Do
the
I
shirt.
have any of Ilyavis's old clothes here?
Yeah, he definitely would have left, similar to you, he would have left a stash here.
I will bring one out and just quietly hand it over to Athanos.
Okay. I mean, he had a decent sense of style, so I don't mind wearing this.
You are not very alike, but in this, you are.
I guess I get changed. What does it look like?
I think it's like a tunic similar to the kind of thing that Ishin wears, only like cut a little bit differently. So it's like leggings and a tunic that kind of comes down the legs a little bit like almost like a tabard.
Yeah, these aren't super fancy clothes.
Yeah.
They are, you're not getting like dresses and suits and all that kind of thing. They're very much just functional. I feel like Iliovis's dress sense is very much like his work. There's an elegance and simplicity. So it's very simple, it's very nice, very well fitting, not really over the top, not really embroidered, but it just looks nice. It's, as I say, there's something nice about it being so plain.
We wore it to a fancy party once. That one and the one I wear that matches it. So, it is good that it's worn again. Try not to get too much blood on it.
I never want to get blood on what I'm wearing. It just tends to happen. It's honestly very upsetting.
Yes, no, it would be extra upsetting, this one.
Yeah,
So
I'll try.
You know, do your best. I know you don't really have a lot of control over it.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone looks relatively, not really fancy, but presentable, we'll say. As you go ahead and gather yourselves up, get this sorted, Soup kind of takes a look over himself, shrugs, and just carries on, goes ahead and actually heads to the front to grab his gear.
Can I take my tie off and put it on Soup?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Awesome!
Looks at you a little weird.
He's wearing his leather and just a tie.
All right.
Oh,
Nods.
God.
And
Yes.
I imagine like it's not a tie, it's like a bow tie. That's what I have in my
like
head.
one of the like stringier
Bow
bow
ties
ties.
are cool.
Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you
Uh-huh.
bow ties.
Yeah.
Fezzes are too. Is
Awesome.
that Fez? I want a Fez.
You can go ahead and collect your gear. Unless there's anything else we want to do in the house, we can go ahead and head off and head onwards. All right.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and get yourself sorted. Ishtin,
Yes.
you know that the council chambers are at the very center of the super city. You know that this is very freaking far away. So you imagine it's probably going to be better in this instance to take one of the local teleportation circles.
Right.
There's a few of them dotted around the city itself in order to cut down on travel time, essentially. It's nothing dramatic, nothing massively fancy. You go ahead and step over, the rune activates, and as you take your next step, you appear wherever you were desiring to go. Nice, quick, simple, and to the point.
Oh no, we
As
end
you
up in the
step-
gladiator pit again.
Damn it. As you step through, you enter into the innermost ring of the super city. The first thing you notice is the large, almost dome-like structure with a single wide pillar coming up and outwards, to then come back in and point towards the top. This building is large and definitely the most regal building in the plane. The metal itself almost seems to reflect any light in the general area. It is clean, it is shiny, it is glistening. It is surrounded by many guards of many different races, actively patrolling, even within a few yards of each other in some spaces. There is this wide open courtyard filled with various flora and fauna from various different places around both the world and the planes. Items and objects and living things that do not fit in the fireplane are kept alive in this small area by the people that tend to it. As you begin to take a few steps forward, you are, or at least you feel like, you're being watched. You can feel the eyes of the guards staring at you, not maliciously, but focused on making sure their job is done right. Surprisingly, for such a regal building, the doors are relatively small as you come up close. Not much bigger than a regular set of double doors you go ahead and step through. When you step inside, it's almost like a Victorian-esque theatre. There is a section with a table where you would expect a stage, and thousands of seats surrounding, like an amphitheater. The building itself is very well kept inside, just as it is outside. Metal, stone, marble, and other such, both ores and stones, creating this huge regal space. As you look up, the ceiling travels up and up and up. You see on the roof itself a recent addition to this building. A beautiful piece of artwork that seems to depict the canopy that now sits above the fireplane, and has done for quite a while now. Even though you can see the fact that this building has been around for a while, just by the materials and construction it's made out of, looking at this painting, you can see a few recent additions. A few new figures painted on the very end. And you do see the addition of a familiar name that you've heard before. The demon that was felled by Sispy. The likeness is spread across a little section of the painting. As you go back, you can see more individuals with various different names attached. You imagine this is a mural of some kind. As you take a few steps forward, taking in the surroundings, you also notice a very, very, very heavy amount of guards around you. One individual steps forward. A low, overly dramatic bow. Yes, the gentleman Ignomus said to expect some strange visitors. I assume you are them?
That's correct.
All right. Proceedings will start in 15 minutes. No members of the public today, I'm afraid, although that might help you in this case as opposed to hinder. Depends on whether you like the spotlight. Talking too much. Sorry. Yes. Refreshments?
Sure. That sounds lovely.
Wonderful.
What's the strongest thing you have?
Yeah, what do they got?
turns, like looks around. Him. He goes ahead and points over to one of the bulkier guards.
Okay, but is he cute?
He's pretty attractive. He's got a really nice jawline.
I'm gonna wink at him.
He's
Like,
got a really
hey.
nice jawline. He is a he's a fire genasi individual that's relatively bulky. Dark skin, long hair, that kind of stops just by his shoulders, and they've been deliberately kind of sections of it have been braided and been pulled back. And yeah, he's quite nice. He's got a nice jawline. Kind of winks as you wink to him. He's a little confused for a second and then winks back.
not what I meant, but I'm not complaining.
I approve.
He doesn't understand. He's just seen someone just look at him and say, "Oh, okay."
What just happened?
It is called flirting, Chodra. You will learn more about it over time.
But oh.
I don't think he understands.
Nope.
I am very much standing to the back, sticking near Orin's side, like, you know, just a few steps into the side of him with my glaive, and I'm always holding it essentially at attention. Like, I am very much taking on that honor guard demeanor for the most part. So I broke just for a bit to rag on them, but then I'm right back in and just very serious face for the most part.
Seeing that Jetra would flank you on the other side, but just like one step back with basically a book, almost clipboard, like with a quill and everything ready to take notes at any point.
Yeah, I think Airden would be on the other side too.
Orin's trying to stand as tall as he can with his chest kind of out, but
You're doing so good.
just, I mean, as tall as he can, 3 feet.
I mean, I guess Athos is up front. He's not looking, despite what he's wearing, he's just holding himself very casually.
Okay. Some time passes. The attendant comes up again. Yes, we're ready for you. Go ahead and get you sorted. He seems to be not skittish, but uncomfortable. Seems to be stammering over his words a little bit. He goes ahead and leads you on. Takes you around the outside and through the back, just like a theater, almost as if you were entering on the stage that way. It's a little odd. As he comes up, he seems to deliberately point out your seats and then wait. Almost as if he's waiting for some kind of applause or reaction. And Ishton, you would know this. These are more public events, even though the council very much is the one making the decisions, although they are the one in power. It's kind of like a wrestling match. It's like, you know what's going to happen, but you go anyway because it's fun to yell at people.
It's politics.
Exactly. You go ahead and take your seats.
I stand behind Orin.
I'm also behind Orin.
All right.
I take a seat.
I guess I'll sit
Orin.
down. Yeah.
I was going to say, Orin might take a seat. And as you go ahead and get yourselves comfortable, almost dramatically, as everything else is in this room, the curtain in front of you opens up. And again, there's a pause, almost as if you're expecting some kind of cheer or applause, as the council of Jahath Baal sits before you. And that's a good place to wrap up. As we go ahead and get this story of political nonsense started.
Oh boy.
Political nonsense in the fireplace, because why not?
I can't wait. I love political intrigue. Let's do
Let me
it.
get this straight. If we kill one of them, we become part of the country.
Yes.
But
But then they can vote you off the island, and it's a little.
Okay, but there's
Mhm.
just saying there's 6 of us and there's 6 of them. Just saying.
We could just become the council.
Just take over the fire plane, and then we can do whatever the hell we want.
We are in
I am
public.
the Senate.
This is what we call a hostile takeover.
The most literal kind.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Thank you for sticking around, folks. We're gonna go ahead and round the horn here and just get everybody to say hello. Who are you? And plug anything you wanna plug. Gonna start with Drake.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna start somewhere. Okay, hi, I'm Jack or Draconics. Yeah, today I was playing your, I don't know, tolerable Yuan-Ti Warlock Pirate. You can catch me here every Monday, 6 p.m. PST, playing that same character. You can catch me once every month over on Super Idols RPG, playing my magical idol boy, Jaden Lotz. His debut episode came out 2 days ago, actually. It was great. A lot of people loved his character, and it made me very happy. What else? On the 22nd of August, I'm going to be in an Emberwind campaign over on Valorant with Cole. It's gonna be great. If you've seen Cole's art, that is actually. I don't know if I could. I mean, I technically just gave it away by mentioning it. That's the
Okay.
idea behind Cole's character, and mine. Hopefully, maybe when they have time, be coming out soon as well. What else? On Wednesday, I'm going to be playing Taeon, my time-traveling lizard alien over on Rule of Law, because I'm still guesting there. There's been a lot of technical difficulties, so we've had to shift that a bit. There's other stuff that I'm in. Cannot remember all of them, so just follow me on Twitter at Draconics, DRAKONIQUES, for any more updates, because I'm in way too many stuff, and I need to cut back. You're muted, Jen.
Too many are just enough, or maybe not enough.
No, I think I've reached the point of too many now. Like, I've generally just reached the point where I just don't have enough time.
What do I do with all these games?
It is fantastic to see you succeed, sir.
But please also sleep.
Yeah.
I'm going to right
Very
after
true.
this.
Ty.
Hi everybody, Ty, Hitchhiker of the Mind. You can catch me tomorrow DMing my own game at twitch.tv/Hitchhiker of the Mind. We've got this really cool kind of thing that's going to, one of my players is changing characters, and so it's going to be a really cool, fun reveal of what happens with that, I hope. Or either that or I'm going to screw it up. It's going to be terrible. It should be a train wreck either way. You should come and watch. And then Wednesdays, you can catch me on Featherfall Tabletop. I play Brad Heightstagger. He is my glaive-wielding fighter. He is a Fire Ganassi Echo Knight who is fun as hell to play. And then other than that, I don't have a whole ton coming up. But you'll always be working on the Demon Emporium. So if you want to hit me up there, because I'll be, just me. And then other than that, you're all beautiful, wonderful, lovely, and catch you next Monday.
Beautiful. All right. Adam.
Hello, I am Adam. You can catch me at AdamHardyVO on Twitter and Instagram. I do most of the post-production for The Mind and the Martyr. So check out our YouTube and also check out our podcast, which is available on pretty much like all the things, like Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify. It's all over the place. Check it out. I am a little behind and I apologize, but I plan to get caught back up very soon. Yeah, I add music and sound effects to our games, so it's a lot of fun to do. And I hope you guys enjoy it when you check it out.
The thing that came into my head was, it's on It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcast, it'll be on your toaster, it'll be on... just going through like random household appliances.
It may already be on
Oh
your
my
refrigerator.
god. Wait, it should be like a little promo blurb, but it's like the Old Spice commercials. Does anyone remember those weird ones? Like,
Oh,
and now I'm
God.
on
Look at your man. Look back at me. I'm on a horse.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one. Uh-huh.
It's on.
All right.
It's on Spotify. It's on podcast. It's on your toaster. Look at me. I'm a centaur
good.
now.
Yes.
All right. Jen.
You can find me on Twitter at QuixoteJen, QuixoteJen, 1N, not 2. You can find me tomorrow. I'm going to be interviewing the lovely Banana Chan, who is one of the 2 creators of Jiangshi, which is a game that's in Kickstarter phase right now. They're funded, but they've got a lot of stretch goals. I'm actually going to link in the chat. Look, y'all, I was
So
daring
interesting.
and I did a link. Yeah, it looks so cool. It's a game about Chinese Canadian or Chinese American families, kind of pick where, who run a restaurant and try not to get turned into ghosts or haunted by them. And it's just really cool. It's really well thought out, really interested in sharing history that not a lot of people pay a lot of attention to, and intergenerational stories, which we almost never see in any kind of gaming. So I'm super excited to talk to them and to talk to them about their inspiration. And that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow at 6 to 7. And then on Wednesday, you can see me on Encounter Roleplay from 12 to 3, premiering our 4-shot Dark Matter campaign, where I'm going to be playing. So I am a sort of a swashbuckling kind of character, but in space. So we decided that I'm a swashtronaut. I might be speaking with like a Appalachian accent because I come from a planet that's just sort of in the middle of nowhere. So I'm sort of like a Appalachian pirate kind of guy. So that's what's going to be
I love
I'm
it.
on Wednesday.
I love it.
I'm so excited.
It is such a cool, positive group of people. I'm so excited having met them. Like, they're just going to be so fun to spend, 4 sessions with. I'm already
Hell
sad
yeah.
for when I don't get to play with them.
Oh, that's always the worst.
Yeah,
Also the best though, because like you like that group so much.
yeah, exactly.
So.
It's like, hey, let me rope you into something else.
Yes, definitely. So
One
yeah,
shot's
that's me.
never good anywhere else.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is a
absolutely.
4-shot, so we just get to bond enough,
Mhm,
and then be like,
mhm. And then you're gone, and it's like,
Yep.
oh,
And a week later, hey, who wants to do a campaign?
yeah, exactly.
but then mid-September, I and a few other people, including Drac down there, are going to be starting a Monster Hearts campaign, and it's going to be
Oh,
super
yes.
cool and awesome.
Oh yes.
And I'm really excited. It's a really great group of people. It's my first time GMing a campaign on stream. Like, I've GM'd 1-shots,
Yeah.
but never campaigns on stream. So that'll be.
And it's gonna be great.
I love Monster Hearts.
Okay.
So
Jen's an amazing
Great.
GM, so it's gonna be
They
awesome.
really are.
Exactly.
So true.
And it's on Monster Hearts, the system
It's
that like
Monster Hearts.
Jen just excels at Monster Hearts. They are
Well,
very
you know
good
what's
at just.
funny about that is that those kinds of systems, what you do is you pick good players and then you just sit back and watch them. That's really
Literally what I do with my literally
Yeah.
what I do with this show half the time. Just
Like-
oh, you're all awesome.
Go. Yeah, the secret of good
Alright.
GMing is to know when to shut up. So-
Pretty much. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let this happen now. Yeah, cool.
Hi, howdy, bye. I'm Cole. You can find me at Cole Moriel on Twitter. Oh boy, I'll be in chat tomorrow for the interview, so you should definitely come watch that because I'm super excited for it and it's gonna be great. And yes, Drac already mentioned, but I'm gonna be in an Emberwind campaign, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be playing a spider boy. It's gonna be interesting. And in a few weeks, I will also be on Encounter Roleplay, and I'm, I got distracted by chat. You should, that campaign's gonna be on Valdrian's channel, And then Encounter Roleplay, I'm going to be playing Monster of the Week in a few weeks. I'm really excited. Haven't played it before. You should also keep an eye on the Forward Twitter because Monster Hearts art and pretty things. And I am nothing if not a goblin who makes things pretty. So.
I really like my pretty shinies. I do.
Okay. That's me. I'm so overtired, so yeah.
Awesome. Thank you to the cast. They have been awesome as always. I'm Ray. You can find me at Bearded. Good job.
Bearded Bear Max. Bearded Bear Max on Twitter. You can find me in our Discord server if you're looking for a cool place to hang out, share some stuff, just have a general space to make new friends. Go ahead and jump into our Discord server. Other than that, I'm appearing Wednesdays in Transient's cult campaign, which has been very, very fun so far. The first arc is actually centering around my character. So we are very much in an old city, an old town that was created by a cult leader and then quickly escalated and went out of control and is now relatively out of touch with the rest of civilization. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when my poor character stumbles back into hell, essentially. But yeah, that's a blast.
Nothing can go wrong.
Yeah, you can catch me on Tuesdays in the Gods We Know playing Tobias, apart from tomorrow, where we have the wonderful interview that you should definitely come and check out. It's going to be a blast. Yeah, I do have a whole bunch of other stuff in the works, but I will go ahead and bring that up a little bit closer to the time. Other than that, unless anyone else has anything else they want to say, I think we can go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you to our sponsors, So Nerdware and DM Emporium, and make sure to stick around after the credits. We'll probably go ahead and rate somebody.
Yeah, did we pick?
I don't think we did pick.
think so.
We did not.
Hyper RPG is up. I don't think we have rated them just yet.
Let's do that then.
Mhm.
I'll need somebody else to do it.
Alright.
I'm not currently logged in, so just /rate, put
That's
in that,
okay.
and I will let you know when to hit that. But for now, we will be playing credits just because we make sure everyone get your proper credit. That's what credits are for. So we'll be running the credits, but hang out because we're gonna do a wonderful raid. We will let Ray give his.
Wonderful. All right. Cheers, folks. Thanks so much for sticking around. Keep safe and keep moving forward.